Hello everyone. Here, I have here for you today a new tale submitted for a twisted review. If you're unfamiliar, these are short stories I pick from those sent in by viewers. I will give it a quick read and then talk a little bit about it and what I thought, with some devious twists, but we'll get more to that later. Tonight's tale is titled Mannequin by LunaBear. Yukiko checks her watch in the dim lighting through the floor-to-ceiling window as she waits for the elevator. It is already so much later than she'd thought. She rubs the kinks and knots from the back of her neck and rolls her shoulders to ease the tension. She feels as though eyes are on her, and the hair on the back of her neck stands up. Goosebumps line her skin despite the humid room. When looking back, she sees nothing of danger. Must be the stress. Yukiko sighs in relief when the elevator finally arrives. She steps into it and faces the darkened hall. A single display mannequin waves her off statically through the closing doors. The elevator gives a quiet hum as it descends. She leans back against the rail and closes her eyes. Her boss, Mr. Satoru, has been pushing her hard lately because of the staff shortage. Early mornings, late nights, and very little sleep. But the pay is good, and the benefits are even better. A thrill races through Yukiko at the prospect of getting home and relaxing. A warm bath, some leftovers, and snuggling with her cat Bao Bao. It is why she had breezed through her paperwork and phone calls earlier, after all. The doors ding open, but when she opens her eyes, it's still her work floor. A worried glance at the blinking green display shows it's the lobby, however. How odd. Yukiko dismisses the feeling. She's alone and tired. She probably pushed the wrong button. Besides, mechanical mishaps happen all the time. She pushes the button again, careful to pay close attention that it's for the lobby. The elevator doors close once more. She takes her phone from her laptop case and scrolls through messages and missed calls. Her dad and her siblings. Nothing urgent in the messages, so she replaces her phone and beats her tense shoulders with the side of her fist. The doors open a third time, and her heart stutters through her chest. It's her work floor. Again. The display reads lobby. Yukiko takes deep breaths to steady herself. She looks up and down the hall and spots nothing except the mannequin, which strangely appears closer. She shakes her head at that nonsense. She debates on pressing another button. It wouldn't be that difficult to get to the lobby by stairs or another floor, but she forgoes the elevator altogether. If it's malfunctioning, then there's no point in continuing to use it. Reaching the stairway door, she groans upon finding it locked. Just her luck. She passes the elevator, opting to search for the second stairway, hoping that one proved more cooperative. Her brain barely registers that the mannequin is turned in her direction. A trick of the heavy darkness in her overworked mind. She uses her phone light to guide her, and a spark of hope burns away some of the fear when she arrives at the door. That, too, unfortunately, is locked. Apprehension settles over her, and she dreads returning to the elevator in that creepy mannequin. She holds her breath before forcing it out. She has to get home, and if the elevator is the only way, then so be it. Yukiko's blood runs cold when she returns to the elevator. The mannequin has somehow stepped in front of the doors. She pans her light up the body of the faceless plastic model. Her pulse pounds behind her eyes. Oddly enough, red hair adorns its head. Yukiko backs away slowly, her widened eyes trained on the featureless head, except something white passes over its blank face. Could it be a trick caused by her phone? Impulse tells her to take a picture. Just as the picture registers, something pushes Yukiko from behind. She sprawls to the carpeted floor, losing her grip on her phone and her laptop case. Blinded when her phone light times out, she crawls on all fours, feeling around for her device. Panic sets in, tears wet her face, and she takes in sharp, painful breaths. Not noticing the mannequin's absence, she's elated after finding her phone. She presses the center button at the top, intending to call for help. The picture of the mannequin nearly stops her heart. The ding of the elevator doors opening catches her attention. No one is there. Yukiko screams shrilly as she's pushed onto her back and a heavy presence weighs her down. Little pinpricks crawl over her skin and seep into her flesh. She's helpless against it, as her energy quickly fades. Soon after, she succumbs to darkness. Mr. Satoru paces his office the next morning, a scowl contorting his face. Yukiko hadn't shown up for work. She could have at least called if she were going to be late. Now everything is backed up. He shoves his hands through his graying hair as he scrambles to think of a solution. A few employees scamper about in an attempt to appease their boss. He dismisses them half-heartedly during the phone calls with disgruntled customers and in between coffee breaks. There's a knock on his door a little past 10. He nonchalantly waves the person in, snapping to attention when she clears her throat. Her face is familiar, but he can't place from where. Her red hair is in a neat bun, and her business attire is a little flirty. She bows. Good morning. My name is Oni Izu. I'm here to apply for a job. Alright. And once again, that tale was titled Mannequin by LunaBear. Now the author asked me, in your opinion, what is the weakest aspect of this story? And I suppose I would have to say, I feel like the mannequin, oddly enough. Where it is and what it's doing is so easily brushed off so early. I'd almost expect to see and hear more details about how it's not precisely where Yukiko thought it just was. Just the use of that to build tension. I was expecting so much more of that. Now, what I liked and felt worked very well. The creepy mannequin moving around and tormenting people. I love it. The use of the elevator was superb as well. I wouldn't want to change a thing about that. I feel like that was done very, very well. And what I thought fell flat. To me, the detail of the red hair seems like it's there to make sure that the reader knows unquestionably that Oniizu is connected to the mannequin in some way. But I feel like the implication is already very clear just from the flow of the story. I'm not sure what the exact nature of the mannequin and its powers are. It seems... I'm unsure if the mannequin stole the life force of Yukiko or simply inhabited her body, hence the reference of a familiar face. It's body snatcher sort of feel either way, and either way I love it. So now we come to what I call the devious choices. Save, kill, and corrupt. So now, as if the story and its elements were characters in a horror story, I have to choose only one thing to save, assuming the rest will die, one thing to kill, assuming the rest will remain, and my favorite part, one thing to corrupt that would alter, subvert, or twist the story into something completely different, preferably something horrible and terrifying. Save. Bao Bao. The rest of the city and its inhabitants could burn to the ground, but Bao Bao must survive at all costs. Kill. Mr. Satoru. The demanding boss is always an easy target. An obvious choice, perhaps? Catharsis for far too many overworked and underappreciated people. Sometimes obvious choices are obvious for a reason. Corrupt. Why, the mannequin, of course. You've already got a very good body snatcher sort of story going here, but I would want to see the mannequin or the creature that is posing as a mannequin evolve and hunt and become something completely otherworldly altogether with that unsettlingly familiar porcelain skin. Story seems to be off to a great start already. So those were my choices and my thoughts on this story. Did you agree with me? Did you think I made the wrong choices? Think it over for me, won't you? And if you appreciate what I do here, may I suggest you join my Patreon? Links down below. And until next time, take care and stay devious.